Hello and welcome to the second of the visual flight reading tutorials on Let's See Flying. I'm Hunter Anderson, your host, and today we are going to be doing what are VRPs and how to navigate flying them. A VRP stands for Visual Reference Point. A visual reference point is what pilots use to navigate their way around the skies when they're flying VFR, so visual flight readings. A VRP is a noticeable landmark or something like a building which pilots can use to give them a sense of navigation on where they are. On the flight plan on screen now, you can see that I'm going from Teesside to Fishburn. Fishburn's a short field, so we'll have a short field landing in there as well. You can see how written on the waypoints there are headings, so it says from my departure to VP 403, which is a hall called Hardwick Hall, visual reference point 403. That's a 10-mile gap, so that gives you a sense of how long it should take, at a heading of 357 degrees. I'm going to try and best to maintain that 357. And after that, it's a right turn out and to come in for a 2-mile final at runway 26 at Fishburn. This means that it's the flight plan, which doesn't involve any waypoints, major waypoints, but it involves visual waypoints which I can use to reference myself. And you may be wondering what happens if you aren't exact. Quite often you will be able to see it, even if you aren't fully exact. However, this is the reason why visual reference points are so clearly marked and stated, and it's really important that you do it correctly. Otherwise, this will all be completely useless and you'll have no idea what to do. So, quickly start getting this plane started up. Batteries and alternators. And we are going to go for next fuel lock on the ground. Then we are going to turn our all our lights on. Do a quick walk around check. All those lights seem to be working. We go back in here, we can turn these two off for now. Let's put these flaps all the way down. They're all fully down on the left, fully down on the right. In one knot you're going to put them back up. Check right, check left, another one. Yep. Yep, that worked. And fully up. That also worked, perfect. So next we'll do our flight control checks. So look at the back of the plane, back left, and we're going to go full back and right. So you'll be able to see that left aileron duck down there. If we look for our left shoulder, we can go full forward. We can see that little thing flick up there, and make it to the left. You can see that thing go down there, showing all the ailerons are working. And then we can quickly contact Newcastle radar, so we can get our clearance up to Fishburn. So when you're flying on VATSIM, you always do this. So first of all, the aircraft code, Cessna 152 for me today. So Cessna 152 Aerobat is what I'm flying. Now I'm going to change this call sign to Golf Oscar Charlie Papa Charlie with the registration. Now we get rid of the cell cow. And we press connect. Don't press that observer mode because it means you won't show up in the game. Let's click on flight plan. And when this loads, we can now click on Golf. Now I've already got a flight plan filed. So we'll put it to VFR. And we're going to change this to EGFI. As you can see, that's SFGC. That's what you need to put in there. If you're flying the Cessna 152, this is all the stuff you need here. I'm going to put this up to 3,000 feet. And I need to put in here my flight plan. So EGNV /23 to departure runway. 2 slashes. The visual reference point which we're using. Hardwick Hall. Now you can have as many of these as you want. I've done flights where I've had 6 or 7. And you need to just list them all in. / again, then EGFI, then the runway. That's how you do that. So make sure that's all set, then you press file flight plan at the bottom. Flight plan file on the top will show up. Then you just go back to flight sim. So if you go on here, as you can see, EGNT approaches online. Now if the ATIS wants to work today, we'll get that up at 132.380. There we go.
5. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. 4,200 scattered. Temperature 18. Dew point 11. Altimeter 1011. Acknowledge receipt of information Golf and advise aircraft type on first contact.
So I have
Advise
to take
on initial
notes.
contact. You have information. Golf.
So I have to take notes in here, so I'll take the notes on the next reading.
T-side information Golf at time 1620 Zulu. Automatic. Runway in use 23. Transition level 35. Arriving aircraft expect an ILS approach. Data link clearances are not available. Departing aircraft make initial contact with Newcastle radar on 124.380. When 220 at 15. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. 4,200 scattered. Temperature 18. 2.11. Altimeter 1011. Acknowledge receipt of information Golf and advise aircraft type on first contact. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Golf.
Landing and departing runway 23. VFR aircraft.
T-side information Golf at time 1.
So as you can see, that's all the information down there. So we've got its Golf, the time, the runway in use, transition level, frequency which we need, the winds, the visibility, how high the clouds are, temperature, dew point, and QNH. So we'll quickly give a shout now. So you need to state who you are. So that's Golf Oscar Papa Charlie. Where you are. This is the radar that covers 2 airports. EGNV. T-side stands 13. When you report, just need to report your aircraft type, Cessna 152. You need to report the information you have, Golf, the QNH 1011, and then you need to finally finish with your intentions. So our intentions are VFR departure to Fishburne. So once that's all sorted, we can just click enter on that, and then we'll call for clearances in these. Newcastle approaches Golf Oscar Charlie Papa Charlie T-side stand 13. We're assessing the 152 with information Golf and the QNH 1011 requesting a VFR departure at Fishburne is filed.
Golf Oscar Charlie Papa Charlie Newcastle radar. Good evening. Sorry, say again your aircraft type.
We're assessing the 152 for Golf Papa Charlie.
Golf Oscar Charlie Papa Charlie Roger. Clearance will be at the hold. Startup is approved. Report ready for taxi.
Clearance at the hold. Start approved. Golf taxi. Golf Papa Charlie. So that means that once we start this aircraft up in a couple of seconds, we can taxi out to holding point Alpha 1, and from there we'll receive our clearance. So we'll quickly get this plane started up so we can get a prompt start to this video. Taxi lights can come on now. We can, our squawks, I don't know what our squawks are going to be, we'll keep it at 7,000 for now. So we can give it a couple pumps of prime. Give it 3 because of the temperature. Perfect. We'll open this throttle up a bit. And then the mix it all the way in. And now we shout our window clear prop as I do so. Clear prop. As you can see, the AMI is charging, the RPMs are going up. All the oil pressures are going up, all the temps in the green, oil pressures rising. Everything's looking good. All the screens are now alive. That's what you set the QNH. Now instead of setting the most accurate QNH, I have to set the altitude of the T-side. That's a lot easier. More accurate as well. So using these
Osprey 345 Bravo Newcastle radar. Good evening. Cleared Heathrow. Gurley 3 X-ray departure. Squawk 2154. Osprey 345 Bravo, read that correct, report ready for push and start.
So as you can see, we are ready for taxi now, so we'll call the T-side approach. We'll say Golf Papa Charlie is ready for taxi. Golf Oscar Charlie Papa Charlie ready for taxi.
Golf Papa Charlie, taxi holding point Alpha 1, runway 23.
Alpha 1 for 23, Golf Papa Charlie. So Alpha 1's the holding point. We're going to taxi to Alpha 1, runway 23. So to get to Alpha 1, if you're new to airport, I still recommend using charts. We don't need anything. This is where we're out of every time I go flying. So to right turn here. We'll do a quick brake check. So round. Pull the power back. Quick brake check. Brakes are working fine. Keep about 1200 RPM. Then we're going to set flaps to 10 for this departure. Just means we can get in the air quicker. So looking at my flight plan for today.
And Golf Papa Charlie, just say again your intended departure direction.
For Golf Papa Charlie, we're looking to depart out to the airfield Fishburn, which is the north.
Roger. Osprey 645 Bravo, stand 1-1, push and start up route, face the east.
So you can't tell right now, but I'm really going to deflect my rudder here, which is really good. It's also got quite a strong headwind for departure. As you can see, this plane is actually just turning around this corner. Yeah. So we should be blowing fine here. Park and brake set. Then this is what we're going to do is we're going to turn into the wind. So the wind is 320 degrees. So I was going to spin it round. Stop her there. 3-3.
And Golf Papa Charlie, I have your clearance, advise ready to copy.
Roll advance ready to copy, Golf Papa Charlie. Right, okay. So, we're going to do power checks. Now at 300 RPM, we have to quickly test the magnetos. You can watch the drop here. Back up to both. Then we're just gonna hook around, put a bit of power in. Just hook around. There we go. And now we'll turn the landing lights on. Taxi lights off. We'll just pull the park and brake now, then we'll get our clearance. Golf Papa Charlie, ready to copy.
Golf Oscar Charlie Papa Charlie, hold position after departure, runway 23, clear to leave the T-side control zone via hard recall, none above altitude 3,000 feet, VFR, QNH 1011, squawk 3721.
Clear to leave the T-side control zone to the north via visual reference point hard recall, above 3,000 feet VFR, QNH 1011, and our squawk is 3721, Golf Papa Charlie.
Golf Papa Charlie, read back correct, report ready for departure.
We'll report fully ready for departure, Golf Papa Charlie. So set that squawk there quickly. Now, so what the controllers said to us there is that as expected, after departure we're going to turn out towards visual reference point hard recall. And then we'll continue up to the north, and we can't go above 3,000 feet, we can go anywhere in between, or, yeah, but we can't go 3,000 feet. Golf Papa Charlie is fully ready for departure.
Golf Papa Charlie via Alpha 1, the surface wind 220 degrees, 15 knots, runway 23, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 23, Golf Papa Charlie. So, when we said we were fully ready, that alerted the controller that we are, well, ready for departure. But I mean, this is simple calls that work. Now, I use the term, we use Golf Papa Charlie, so my full registration and call sign will be Golf Oscar Charlie Papa Charlie. But since there's not many aircraft on frequency and I'm the only plate ending Papa Charlie in the area, we just use Golf Papa Charlie. It's quicker, it's easier for the controller to say. So we are now, we're on the runway. As you can see, we're holding the centre line, and we're just going to put the power all the way in. There's no man flex or anything when it comes to flying these Cessnas. You do just go full power down the runway. I'm going to hold that rudder there, deflect it. Very, very slightly deflect the aileron, and then we're actually going to hold it for a bit, 70 knots, rotate. Just glides off the ground gorgeously. Just neutralise that rudder. Feet off the pedals just so it's nice and easier, and then we can start our climb up. 70 knots is the optimum climb speed really in this aircraft. Gets you about 1,000 feet per minute, so we should be able to cruise in 3 minutes. So When I found my flight plan, as you can see, the first waypoint was a bit, as you can see before, the first waypoint was a tad bit off-centered. That's because I often set this bit of river coming up here as my main turning point. You'll see it very shortly coming up.
Newcastle radar, Golf Bravo, November, Papa Yankee, Risdown 12 at Teesside, Centerfish Golf, Cessna 152, Crescent VFR, departure to the south for stalls and spins.
Golf Bravo, November, Papa Yankee, Newcastle radar, good evening. Clearance will be at the hold. Staff is approved. Report ready for taxi.
Clearances at the hold, staff approved, and calling ready for taxi, Golf Papa Yankee.
So there's that river, just out my right window there, left window, apologies. So now we're going to turn towards the waypoint hard recall to the heading of 357 degrees. So we're going to keep that 10-degree bank as we just come round up to 357. Coming on 2,000 feet now. There's 340, 350, 55, and then 357 is about there. About yeah, there. So as you can see, I'm just climbing up now. There's the 3 lakes off to our left, which have these traffic patterns. Just to be to the right of those shows you are pretty much perfect for this route. Passing 2,500 feet now, we are pretty much in cruise.
Osprey 345 Bravo, ready for taxi. Osprey 345 Bravo, taxi holding point Delta 1, runway 25 by Delta. Delta 1 for runway 25 by Delta, Osprey 345 Bravo.
Golf Papa Yankee ready for taxi.
Golf Papa Yankee, taxi holding point Alpha 1, runway 23.
So,
Home point Alpha 1, runway 23, Golf Papa Yankee.
so after cruise I'll explain it what a VRP is. I'll give it a very brief explanation of like how it's packed navigate around the world. But there's a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 in every country. And strictly to VFR pilots. VFR pilots absolutely adore them. A bit high altitude down a bit there. They are incredibly easy once you learn how to use them. And in flight planning they are...
Golf Papa Charlie, leaving controlled airspace in 4 miles. What service do you require outside?
Outside of controlled airspace will require basic service, Golf Papa Charlie.
Golf Papa Charlie, roger. It'll be a basic service outside of controlled airspace.
Basic service outside, Golf Papa Charlie. So basic service just means this is the service that he's going to give us as we fly. So basic service just means it is the basic standard service which we receive, like you would in outside controlled airspace. Now, there are a couple of bits along the way which I find good to look at. You would missed it now, apologies, but there are, you can make your own visual reference points quite often. I have quite a few in the local area. My hometown's very much one of them, and I just often use them as a way to navigate my way around if maybe I'm lost on my VRP a bit. So, I mean, one thing, they aren't listed VRPs, wind farms are often really good to look for. So, yeah. Now Fishburn, it's a really hard airport to look for. It's a little grass strip in the middle of town called, a little bit called Fishburn. It's in between also a little town called Tripton. Now we're not allowed to overfly Tripton, so gotta be careful. When I use this VRP hard recall, it's often used as the departure route. It's a bit like how...
Golf Papa Yankee holding Alpha 1.
It's a bit like how outside of control airspace.
And Golf Papa Yankee, I've got your clearance advice for you.
Affirm.
A bit like a departure. Like on a departure, you often try and let's say go someone Charlie Girth 3 X-ray, Compton 3 Golf. It's a bit outdoors for VFR aircraft. Now talking about VRPs, on my 11 o'clock now, turning to be about 12 o'clock is hard recall. Pretty confident that's hard recall. So I'm going to put my phone back out a bit. It definitely means I'm about to start my descent to land. And I am just going to fly it in now. So it is like the VFR aircraft's departure, as I just said. Now, when we fly over hard recall,
Golf Papa Yankee fully ready.
we aim to fly over the hotel at the lake. So from there we'll turn left at 43 degrees and then we'll continue round the final.
Golf Bravo November Papa Yankee, hold position after departure, runway 23, clear to leave the T-side control zone to the south via Stocksley, not above altitude 4,000 feet VFR, QNH 1011, squawk 3720.
Hold position, once we depart off of 23 we're cleared to leave the T-side control zone via the south with Stokesley, not above altitude 4,000 VFR, QNH 1011 and squawk 3720, Golf Papa Yankee.
Golf Papa Yankee, read back correct, report ready for departure.
Golf Papa Yankee ready for departure.
Golf Papa Yankee, roger, set your squawk 3720 and then I'll get you moving. Golf Papa Yankee, thank you, via Alpha 1, the surface wind 210 degrees, 12 knots, runway 23, clear for takeoff.
23 clear for takeoff, Golf Papa Yankee, thanks.
This pilot may not be as confident as the pilot out there, so just gotta be patient some time. So there's Fishburne Airfield over there. You can tell by the hangars. We are just going to turn down. As you can see, I did turn out over hard recall. Apologies, someone was talking there, so I couldn't talk about that. So we had to turn over the house, not the lake, even though it's a bit harder to find. Now as we come in for short field approach, I'll give Newcastle approach to Revel. Newcastle approach, Golf Papa Charlie, we have our destination airfield in sight.
Golf Papa Charlie, roger.
They don't actually control here, so we are just okay and do what we want. So we're going to hold that here. As we fast 50 knots, we are just going to hold back in. Turning round here, we're going to use
Osprey 345 Bravo, ready on reaching.
Osprey 345 Bravo, roger, via Delta 1, the surface wind 210 degrees, 6 knots, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25, Osprey 345 Bravo.
That's for the big aircraft with Newcastle, Southampton and Teesside. This controller covers 2 different airports. Golf Papa Charlie's on final destination airport.
Golf Papa Charlie, roger, the field is yours, land your own discretion.
Field is mine, land at discretion, Golf Papa Charlie. There we go. So that means basically we can land when we want, how we want. And there is nobody there.
Vodka, cerveja, loló, uma carteira de cigarro, duas
Nobody there. So that's perfect for us. 60 knots coming in. This is a short field approach. We do need hold it here. So you want to come in a bit slower on a short field approach. Pull up power back a bit earlier. Now you never get a smooth, really smooth landing on short field approaches. But yeah. So over the threshold for 26, here we are. Pull that power out and we are just going to hold it back. There we are, and we're down. So we are just going to put a bit of power in there, and we're going to hold our centre line and just put the flaps back in. Now once vacated, we are just going to taxi up to one of the hangars over there. They don't look like hangars on here, but they are in real life. brakes, and welcome to Fishburn. That was a nice flight, and that is a way on how to show you how VRPs are. To summarise, a VRP is a visual reference point. A VRP is how VFR pilots navigate around the skies when they're flying visually, not with instruments. The flight we did today was from Teesside to Fishburn, with the VRP hard recall, which we flew out to then flew over. Thank you for watching this video, and please make sure to check out the other visual flight reading tutorials. My last one was on how to do circuits at Teesside, and our next one will be stalls and spins. So thank you for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe,
Bravo, report your passing altitude.
and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Passing 2,800 Osprey 345 Bravo.